All right. Hey folks, how you doing? I'm Mike Iaconelli. I'm here at the Bassmaster Classic in New Orleans. I want to take you around my boat, take a tour of my boat, all right? We'll start up here on the front deck. Come on, let's go. All right, so key stuff right here. Obviously electronics, super important to what we do. Deep water, shallow water, doesn't matter. We gotta have quality electronics. So I've got the Lowrance, the big ones, the 10s, and I put the big unit on a big heavy-duty ram mount. You know, this is the kind of ram mount that in rough water won't mess up, but it lets me adjust it to whatever the sun conditions are. It really lets me get a look at that screen. So that's my big one. And then if you look a little further, you see that I've got a smaller one. Pop this off for you here. I've got a 5, HDS 5. And what this is here for is, it's backup, you know, because as good as these Lowrance units are, stuff happens. Every once in a while, something's gonna happen. If this one goes down, I get in trouble, I still need GPS, I still need depth. I just turn on my spare, and I'm ready to go. Okay, let's keep going. We've got control motor, another super important piece of equipment. It's a Minn Kota 101 36 volt. Pulls this boat along great. I've got it rigged. It's a pretty neat deal here. Instead of having it hardwired, never hardwire your motor. Always rig it with a three or 4 prong adapter. And then I carry a spare with me. So if this motor goes down, if something happens, all I have to do is go get my spare, pull it out, get the other one, plug it back in, and I'm ready to go. So put your trolling motors on these plugs. Here's a real neat one for you. I just told you about all this really expensive stuff. Let me show you something that's inexpensive, that's probably more important than any of this stuff I just talked about. It's a darn marker buoy. The thing costs like $2. Go to Dick's Sporting Goods, you can buy like 5 of them for 10 bucks. I'm gonna tell you, these marker buoys are super important. Whether you're shallow water, deep water, doesn't matter. If you see something out of the ordinary, if you catch a fish and you want to mark it, the best way to do it is with an old-fashioned marker buoy. So I keep one with me in the back, I keep one in the front, and I just use a little bungee strap, and I'll put that thing in there, and I've always got it ready to go. Okay, let's keep looking. Let's head to the back here a little bit, and we'll look at some of these hatches. You know, nice thing about this Bass Cat is the layout, you know, and it's one of the things I love about this boat. This is a Puma FTD by Bass Cat. Check out the storage on this boat. So we've got 2 front hatches, and in these hatches I basically put all my hard baits, and I separate them by style. So on the left side, I've got all my top waters, my vibration baits, my shallow crankbaits, my jerk baits. And then on my right side, I've got my deeper diving crankbaits, my medium baits, deep, and then super deep crankbaits on this side. Everything's organized by style, everything's organized by color, real big and roomy, so I can carry lots of stuff with me, especially in practice. I want to carry a lot of stuff with me so I can change on the fly. Now you've got 2 rod lockers in this boat. I utilize the right side locker for more tackle. I'm going to put my jigs in there, my spinner baits. I'm going to put some swim baits in there. I'm going to kind of load this up with more tackle. And then we've got our left side rod locker, and this is where all my rods are going to go. Believe it or not, when I'm practicing for a tournament, I keep up to 30 rods in this thing. Take a little peek at how big that thing is. And I'll separate them. I'll use the rod separators, and I'll also use those rod socks to keep the rods from getting tangled up together. All right, let's keep going. Let's go a little bit down here. We've got a couple smaller hatches. We've got one, we've got our cooler, got all our food, our drinks. We can put our ice in here. We've got a smaller hatch here. And in here, I'm gonna put things like culling equipment. I'm gonna put things like dyes and pens and glue. And then I'm also gonna put some scent in this thing This is stuff that you need every day, and I want to have easy access to it at my fingertips. Next thing we've got down here, this is a cool little deal. This little thing, and it's kind of like a little pencil holder. And what it is, it's a great spot to put all your tools, you know? So I carry the basics. I carry a Phillips head, a regular screwdriver, a scissors, a nips, a pair of pliers, and last but not least, a hook file. And they all stay nice and tight in there. This is all stuff that gets use every single day. It's all my tools, okay? All right, we're almost done. Getting back here to the console. You know, the console layout is pretty much the same as the front. I've got my big Lowrance unit, my HDS 10. I've got an HDS 5 in-dash in case something happens to the 10. And then I've got kind of my little tricks of the trade here. One is a hydraulic jack plate. You know, for guys that fish shallow water, if you're a power fisherman and you like fishing shallow, you've got to have that hydraulic plate. Super important. I put it on a turn signal style switch. And then another real important piece of equipment, I know everybody's heard about it out there, but it's called a power pole. If you do any kind of shallow water fishing, if you flip, if you pitch, if you like to sight fish, you've got to have a power pole. I mount it with 2 toggles, one on the front and one right here on the console. And just with the push of a button, I can raise or lower that power pole to keep me in position. One last little thing, and this is just kind of for me when I want to make myself happy. I've got an iPod holder right here. This is from Lowrance. You can pop your iPod straight in there. We've got our speakers, we've got our woofers, we've got some tweeters built up in here. And hey, you know what? If the fishing's bad and you want to rock out a little bit, put in your favorite tunes. Put in whatever you like to listen to. Okay, we're almost done. Getting to the back, we've got 2 smaller hatches in the back. We've got one hatch that's going to be for all our tools. Our straps, our rope, our heavy duty tools in case something needs to happen. First aid kit, so the basic necessities in that one. And then the last hatch, we're going to put all our terminal tackle in smaller boxes. So give you an example, here's my weights. Pop it open, I've got all my tungsten weights from a 1/16 of an ounce all the way up to 2 ounces, all organized by size. Jig heads, tubes, drop shot weights, any kind of terminal tackle goes in this hatch. Okay, finally, let's get to the back here. Oh, wait a minute. Did I tell you that I also have a UFO in my boat? You know, this thing looks kind of goofy, but this is a Lowrance radar unit, you know, and for a tournament like this where we're making long runs, we've got possible fog conditions, this is a really awesome tool. You know, most guys that use this are saltwater guys, but in a situation like the Classic, I want to have every tool I can to try to help me get to my spot. So we've got our radar mounted. And then finally, our battery box. Come on back here. In the battery box, we've got 4 Trojans, 32 style batteries. We've got our battery chargers. We've got a 4-bank battery charger. And we've got our cable to plug in. Well, I think we pretty much hit it all. Basscat Puma, Yamaha outboard, power pole, Minn Kota troll motor, and of course, Lowrance electronics. That's my boat. Now get out of here, I got tackle to do.